was thinking as I got ready for this YouTube, time flies when you're having fun. It seems like we just started this journey a couple of days ago, but we're already ending the third week. This will be your last YouTube because I want you to concentrate. Once you've looked at what we have here, get ready to wrap up what's required in Module 4. All the rest of your time is going to focus because the synthesis assignment that comes with Module 5, it's simultaneously exciting, but it's also rather demanding. As I've told you probably 3 or 4 times, I inherited this syllabus. We all try to do it the same way. I will have already proposed some changes. I did make some changes in the material that I've sent to you, just so that we have more, if you will, a complete picture of what strategic planning and strategic management are and how they are found in the core of the community college as we are approaching 2/3 of the way through the second decade of the 21st century. Is that right? Yeah, that'd be about right. Okay, so this is our last YouTube. I submitted, by the way, those the discussion board items that you include for Module 5 will be the last. You don't do any of that in Module 4, I'm sorry. Let me repeat that. The discussion board items you submit for Module 4 will be the last that you will do. I can adjust the points. I'll either take them off and take them off the total, or I'll add them to something. Don't worry about it. I'd rather you concentrated, as I said a minute ago, on what you're going to be doing in Module 5. So don't worry about the discussion board after Module 4. Okay, I submitted the document. It's a rather interesting and short case study of how the whole organizational planning model works from an outfit whose major responsibility it is to help train contemporary planners. There are 4 models. I've simply asked you to analyze the one that is the closest to that which you are currently working with or working under, whichever phrase you prefer, and talk a little bit about use SWOT. What are its strengths? What are its weaknesses? What opportunities does it provide? What threats do you have to watch out for? So if you use a kind of a SWOT approach to that, you may be able to make that rather useful. Also, that material can fit into all the stuff we've been doing, fits into this rather large puzzle that will be your synthesis in Module 5. Okay. Much of what you do in this module, looking at the 3 institutions and doing a pro, con, or productive, non-productive analysis based on the 3 colleges and doing a comparative study, comes to fruition in Module 5 when you role play being a newly employed planner who's been hired to prepare a strategic plan for a specific school. Any and all of the material that you develop in this module that you want to apply to what you do in Module 5 is perfectly fine. Frankly, that's the way most planners, if you're a contractual planner, work. They have a series of planning designs, and after they do an intensive analysis of the school for which they're working, they pull out and adapt a particular model. That in part explains why I asked you to look at your accrediting association and also to look at this model that we're looking at, that we're analyzing for the discussion board in Module 4. It gives you a chance to really massage how all of this comes together. Okay, also in this module, in Module 4, you will find a set of slides. Now, these slides were used to help train trainers who will be working for Middle States, the Higher Education Commission of the Middle States Association, Colleges and Schools. The school decided it perfectly okay. Columbia Green is a middle-sized community college. I served on one of their accrediting teams many years ago. This is for more up to date. They've always been very interested in getting feedback. So I put the whole plan on that they used as part of a study, if you will, part of a case study that was done under the aegis of Middle States, as I said, for new planners. Okay, please feel free in terms of what you do as you're starting to respond to that large assessment that you're going to do in 5. I know I'm getting ahead of the game, but I'm constantly focusing. That's worth about a little less than a third of your entire point total for the course. Just that case study that you do for the simulated school. So anything you picked up in the 3 you're looking at in this module, feel free to translate that into what you're doing when you do the synthesis for Mod 5. I found it interesting. 2 of you have already addressed that particular issue. It's been interesting how you've chosen schools. Thus far, there's only one. There have been, obviously, the 2 of you have done it. That's 6 schools. There's only one school of the 6 thus far selected that I have not had some experience with. So I feel very comfortable and have been impressed. I'll be honest, I've been very impressed throughout this semester, but basically have been equally impressed, if not a little more impressed, that the schools you chose and how you established those outlines. You'll be writing up something on the outlines for this module, and I'll get a chance to interact and give you feedback as you slide into the major one that you are dealing with. Not sure exactly what aspect of the assessment that you're going to do for 4 and for 5 is going to be how you're going to essentially want to narrow it. Because the way it's set up right now, it's almost dissertation in size. So what was nice about our friends from Columbia Green is that they did not use, I did not put in the entire, and when they did the case study, they did not put in the entire accreditation. What that was a preparation for, if you understand middle states, every 10 years you have a full-scale evaluation. A team, depending on the size of your school and the number of campuses, that team can range from 4 people if it's a small campus, all the way up to, well, when a colleague of mine did the community colleges of Allegheny County of Pittsburgh, the team was 21 people because it's a 5-campus institution. So draw forth from that what you want, and the examples you give in your own synthesis. You're going to concentrate on 1 or 2 areas. Part of the reason I liked what they did in Columbia Green is that they had 2 of the 50. There are 15 categories that the Higher Education Commission of Middle States uses. They addressed 2, and they are the 2 most important in the revisions that have come about over the last, say, half-decade. Accountability being one, of course, one of the biggest ones, and then resource development. I've communicated with virtually every one of you on how, I'm losing it for a moment, how resource development has become very critical as both state and federal funds begin to shrink. So anyway, it's very straightforward. And picking what you want to work with. If you're, for our colleagues in Florida or our friend in California, if you want to look at what is there, you want to look at how the Accreditation Commissions, Southern Associations, Council on Colleges, I worked very closely with them. As recently as 3 weeks ago, I worked with Dr. Bill Whelan, who's Executive Director of the Council on Colleges for the Southern. At the same time, our friend in California hopefully is going to educate all of us, because I've not worked with the association that accredits schools out there. So you've got quite a lot to work with. You've got the schools you chose as models. You've got my request that you look at the accrediting associations. And you've also got the opportunity to create from what you like about Columbia Green. Your model shouldn't be too hard to configure. The toughest part of that assignment is to do it and stay within the number of pages assigned, and recognize the last quarter. I would go easy with that. I mean, you don't have to give me more than 1 paragraph about how you think taking this course has improved your effectiveness as a planner. I have very little difficulty being able to articulate for each one of you, because the writing that you've shared with me has been very, very good. And I think you honestly understand what it is that planning is trying to accomplish and how much it has changed in my long period of time being involved with that process. So anyway, as always, if you have questions, let me know, and I will get back to you in as reasonable a period of time as my goofy schedule allows. So, hope you enjoyed it. This will be the last